All right, let's dive into one of the most mysterious, most talked about poems in the entire English language. I'm talking, of course, about Kubla Khan by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. This thing is, well, it's a trip into a dream, a story about creating something incredible and a super frustrating tale of what could have been.
So this poem was written way back in 1797, and for centuries it has just captivated and honestly confused readers. But here's the kicker. The story of how it was written, it's almost as famous as the poem itself.
You know, Coleridge himself gave it this subtitle. And those two words right there, vision and fragment, they're the key to unlocking this whole thing. Right off the bat, he's telling us, hey, you're not getting the full picture. What we have is just a piece, a little glimpse of something amazing that, for whatever reason, he just couldn't hold on to. I mean, this is the incredible hook of Kubla Khan, isn't it? It poses this tantalizing question about art, inspiration, and just the frustrating interruptions of everyday life. So let's explore the vision itself, this paradise that was so tragically cut short.
Okay, so the dream kicks off with this incredible act of creation. The great ruler, Kubla Khan, he decides he's going to build a perfect world, a literal paradise on Earth.
And he decrees this dome is going to be built in a place called Xanadu, which, believe it or not, was a real place. It was the summer capital of the Mongol Empire. But in Coleridge's dream, this real historical spot gets totally transformed into something mythical, a pure landscape of the imagination.
So Coleridge just paints this incredible picture for us, piece by piece. First, you've got this amazing pleasure dome. It's surrounded by 10 whole miles of lush, fertile ground. And it's all wrapped up safe behind walls and towers. And inside? Oh, it's just these stunning gardens with streams winding through them and forests that feel like they've been there forever, hiding these perfect little sunny spots of greenery. It's the very image of perfect order, complete harmony, man in total control of nature.
But then, the dream takes this really dramatic turn. Because just outside this perfect, man-made paradise, something else is going on. Something wild and powerful and completely untamable. That phrase, but oh, it's like a sudden key change in a piece of music. The whole mood just shifts. We're yanked away from those sunny gardens and forced to stare down into this deep, savage chasm.
And the language here is just so violent and chaotic. The earth itself feels like it's breathing in fast, thick pants. A powerful fountain just erupts, launching these huge rocks into the air like they're nothing. This is not the calm, controlled nature from the gardens. This is nature as a raw, explosive force. It's a perfect example of what the Romantics called the sublime, an experience of nature so powerful it's both incredible and, honestly, pretty terrifying.
And this really gets to the heart of the poem's tension. On one side, you've got the pleasure dome, a symbol of human order, a miracle of device. On the other side, you've got the chasm, a place of pure natural chaos, something savage, holy, and enchanted. You have these two worlds, order and chaos, existing right next to each other, a perfect world built right on the edge of an abyss.
So how does this incredible vision of two opposing forces get resolved? Well, that's the thing. It doesn't. And the reason why is the most famous part of this entire story.
Okay, so here's how it all went down. According to Coleridge, he wasn't feeling well, so he took some opium, which was pretty common for pain back then, and he dozed off while reading a book about, you guessed it, Kubla Khan. And in that sleep, this whole poem just appeared to him. Fully formed. He claimed it was like 200 or 300 lines long. So he wakes up, grabs a pen, and just starts scribbling it all down like a madman. And then, the worst possible thing happens. A knock on the door. He's interrupted by some visitor for about an hour, and when he finally gets back to his desk, it's gone. The rest of the vision? Poof, wiped completely clean from his memory. And that abrupt, infuriating end is exactly what the rest of the poem becomes about. The final section is a total shift in tone and subject. It's not really about Xanadu anymore. Now it's all about the haunting memory of that lost vision and the sadness of an artist who lost his creation. So the poet remembers another vision, kind of like a memory inside the dream. This time, it's of an Abyssinian maid playing this stringed instrument called a dulcimer. And she represents a totally different kind of inspiration. It's pure, it's musical, and maybe, just maybe, it's the key to getting back what was lost.
This is the crucial question. The poet is basically thinking out loud. If only I could remember her music, if I could just bring back that symphony and song, then something absolutely magical would happen.
And what would happen if he revived that song? He truly believes he could recreate the entire vision of Xanadu, not on the ground with stone and mortar, but in air, with just music and words.
He could rebuild the entire lost paradise through the sheer power of his art.
But an act of creation like that would be so powerful, so otherworldly, that it would be absolutely terrifying to normal people. The poem just flips into this frantic warning, a command to anyone who might see an artist working with that kind of power.
This inspired artist is described as this wild, almost possessed figure. He's not just a guy with a pen anymore. He's a channel for some kind of divine and frankly dangerous creative energy. And this exact image of the divinely inspired, almost mad poet became a huge deal for the entire Romantic movement.
And here we are, the iconic final lines. The reason this poet is so powerful and so terrifying is because he has tasted something that isn't from this world. Honeydew and the milk of paradise, that's the food of the gods. He's had a peek into another reality, and it has changed him forever.
And so, Kubla Khan exists as this amazing paradox, right? It's an unfinished fragment that somehow feels utterly complete. It's a monument to the staggering power of the human imagination, and a frustrating reminder of how easily our most profound visions can be shattered. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What great ideas, what masterpieces have been lost forever to a ringing phone, a knock on the door, or simply the act of waking up?